Good evening and welcome to Charlestown High School as Dartmouth Community Media is proud to present Dartmouth High School playoff basketball. Today the Dartmouth Indians on the roll to take on the Charlestown Townies. Paul Santos along with you for the ride right here on Dartmouth Community Media. Glad to have you looking in today. You're looking at the head coach of the Charlestown Townies addressing the fans here tonight, Mr. Hugh Coleman. Looks like he's giving a statement about an award that's going to be given out prior to today's game. One thing is for sure, talking to both coaches before the game, not only Hugh Coleman and also head coach Nick Simonetti of the Dartmouth High School Indians, both coaches are predicting a very good, close game. So that's very interesting. Obviously, Charlestown, the higher seed, as Charlestown comes into the game. With the number 5 seed. And the Dartmouth Indians, the number 12 seed. He's given the history of the school. Charlestown has a great history of winning championships. 5 state championships here in Division II. So they have a great history of success here at Charlestown High School. And I believe they're giving an award to one of the members of the team, or perhaps the coach. It's the coach Jack O'Brien that I know led the team to multiple championships. So this is the presentation that's happening before the game. Dartmouth 17-4, Charlestown 19-4. So both teams with 4 losses on the season. And here you see the unveiling of the plaque. Ah, yes, the GOAT. We know what that means. Greatest of all time. I believe that's honoring Coach O'Brien that led Charlestown to all these state championships. So I got to tell you, coming into this arena, right? You come in here, it's one of these classic small gyms which has that really loud atmosphere, home court advantage for sure. Going to get very loud in here. And even though we're looking in from the town of Dartmouth, it's always enjoyable to see an honor bestowed upon someone who has contributed to student athletics. And I got to tell you, talking about student athletics, this gentleman right here, the head coach of Charlestown, Hugh Coleman, he himself won a state championship as a coach with Brighton High School in 2017. And the thing that he prides himself in is that he took a team that had a GPA of about 1.87, and by emphasizing the student part of student athlete, he worked with them and got them all up over 3.0. In fact, Mike Lynch of Channel 5 did a high 5 feature on him because of what he did. And even you go back to his playing years, Coach Coleman, he won the Boston Globe Scholar Athlete Phelps Award for being an outstanding student athlete. Went on to become a teacher. He's now the Dean of Students here at Charlestown High School, 21st year as an educator. Was once an English teacher, taught special ed, but now he's the Dean of Students, very popular figure here at Charlestown High School. And on the other side, how about the job of head coach Nick Simonetti, first-year head coach of Dartmouth High School, taking a team that won only 8 games last year and has enabled the team to buy in and work hard together. And here they are with only 4 losses on the season here in 2023. So very big turnaround, and Nick Simonetti has been an outstanding leader and an outstanding coach for this Dartmouth High School team. So standing by, we have the clock counting down. We figured we'd come on the air when we thought the beginning of the game would start, and they had the pregame festivities. And now we're going to have the introduction of Dartmouth High School, followed by the introduction of Charlestown High School. Then we'll be underway. This is the second game that the Dartmouth High School Indians will be playing. Winner of this game will go on to play Westwood. And Westwood, they started as a low seed, number 29, and they're still around. Pulled off a couple of upsets. So the winner of this game goes to the round of 16. Charlestown had to play the preliminary round game. Dartmouth did not. So the winner goes to the round of 16. At this time we pause to honor America. The playing of our national anthem. Okay, ready to go. The MIAA Division II basketball tournament here at Charlestown High School. Dartmouth and Charlestown getting ready to do battle. Dartmouth on the enemy court. They have played some great basketball this year. We had their last game on Dartmouth Community Media as they defeated Bedford down at the Lynch Activity Center on Gaspar Court by a score of 50-46. Now they're looking for their second win of the tournament this year in 2023. Outstanding year. Coach Simonetti said it was really a surprise. He was proud the way the team bought into what he was trying to bring to them this year. But no one was really expecting the kind of season that they've had. And so far it's been a pleasure to watch the team play as they've had a great deal of success. They're now announcing the players for the Dartmouth Indians. And they will announce every single player and then the starting lineup. So the players who are not in the starting lineup tonight will be Aiden Smith, Adam McGower, Louis Freitas, Logan Kennedy, Mason Bouchard, and Donovan Burgo not in the starting lineup, and also members of the JVs also being introduced here before the game. And now the starters. Number 4, Elijah Montero, the junior guard, 5 feet 10 inches tall, did a great job filling in for Aiden Smith in that starting role in that first win against Bedford. Dylan Gomes, a senior, 6'3" forward. Some may remember him from the football team, playing wide receiver and defensive back, cornerback. Jake Chiquito, a senior guard at 6 feet tall, having a fine tournament here for Dartmouth High School. John Emile, the senior, 6'4", the forward for Dartmouth. And a gentleman that kind of stands out in the crowd a little bit, a huge game against Bedford, 29 points. The 6'7" junior center, Hunter Madison. Another interesting tidbit, the head coach of Charlestown, Hugh Coleman, coached a cousin of Hunter Madison in one of the youth leagues. So he's familiar with Hunter because of having coached the cousin. And the people here that know of Hunter speak very highly of them. Carries himself very well both on and off the court. Now they're going to be introducing Charlestown High School. What they've decided to do is summarize the subs first. Players who are not starting the game tonight: Dwayne Lewis, Miles Lewis, Jordani Mack, Garvins, Jean-Francois. So everyone's getting introduced tonight before we get to the starting lineup. And they will be underway here at Charlestown High School. Chatting with the PA announcer before the game. He worked at the TD Garden for a while. He's talking about his years over there. In fact, he was talking to me and he was raising his hand and I saw a state championship ring on his finger and I'm like, what is that? Turns out he was with the Celtics the last time they won, and because he worked in the organization, he was able to get a championship ring. So now the starting lineup here for Charlestown. Jalen Crawford Williams being introduced. Alex Wilkins, Ricky Cabral, Victor Soto, and Ricky Cabral. So we should be in for an interesting battle. One of the things, talk about size, right? Of course, we have down here at Dartmouth, Hunter Madison, 6'7" junior. Well, Charlestown has their big guy, Jalen Crawford Williams, a 6'6" sophomore forward for Charlestown. And the other interesting thing too is Jalen Hunter Coleman, the coach's son, only a freshman, but someone told me before the game, hey, this kid right here is already a leader even though he's a freshman. And the head coach, great joy when you get to coach your son at the high school level. That comes with some extra challenges, but Coach Coleman said that he's very proud of his son's accomplishments and he's worked very hard to be where he's at. And as far as Dartmouth High School, talk about a group that's worked hard. Coach Simonetti there getting the players wound up here before we start. And in just a moment, we are underway with some playoff basketball. Both of these teams hoping to survive and then take on Westwood, a team that beat Walpole 62-57. Westwood also beat Shepherd Hill, and they also beat Duxbury. Duxbury they should have beaten, but Shepherd Hill, they were the number 4 seed, and Westwood knocked them off. Westwood was the 29th seed. And since Westwood won, the interesting thing is if Dartmouth wins this game, Dartmouth will be the higher seeded team when they play Westwood. So the question is, in the round of 16, does the home team still host? I guess we'll find out. That would be nice. So Jalen Crawford Williams taking the draw here against Hunter Madison. And Madison wins are underway. Dylan Gomes now to Montero. Montero bringing it down here for the Indians. Just underway here at Charlestown High School. A lot of excitement in the air. Dylan Gomes around John Emile. Bounce pass inside to Madison. Picked off, and Charlestown with the first turnover of the game. Always trying to work that ball low down to Hunter Madison. From the outside, the 3 ball around and out on the glass. Offensive rebound, battling for position, rejected underneath. Another block by the Indians, and the Indians come up with the ball. Elijah Montero back the other way. Nice defense by Dartmouth. Chiquito down to Madison. He's close enough to take the 2. Little strong, out of bounds. Madison steals it on the inbounds and lays it up and in. First points of the game. Hunter Madison had 29 points in that last win against Bedford. 2-0 Dartmouth, opening moments here at Charlestown High School. Jalen Hunter Coleman playing the point here for Charlestown. A long one. Around and out. Rebound, Hunter Madison was missing that shot. Was Charlestown. Elijah Montero for Dartmouth. John Chiquito. Chiquito goes hard to the basket. Kicks it back out. Madison wants the 3. Front rims it on a defensive glass is Jalen Hunter Coleman. And the Townies on a fast break. Can't get the roll on the glass. Still can't get it to go. Dylan Gomes gets that ball over to Elijah Montero, and back come the Indians. John Chiquito. Coach Coleman likes to play man-to-man defense. And they're in it right now. Meanwhile, at the other end, Dartmouth likes to fall back into that 2-3 zone. Chiquito down to Madison. Madison spin, blocked on the glass. Count it! Oh, a travel, I'm sorry. I thought for sure Madison was going to get the and one, but I think when he turned around, it was a little bit of a stutter step. And you actually have to credit Charlestown defense on that because they were making it very hard for him to turn and get that shot off. Charlestown so far hasn't really been able to get off a good shot. Indians forcing him to shoot the outside one. Around and out, they throw up the rebound. Ricky Cabral couldn't get it to go. Chiquito back the other way, 2-0 Dartmouth. Only one basket so far, it was by Hunter Madison. So Dartmouth leads 2-0. 5:20 to go here in the first quarter. Try to get it down to Madison. Madison battles for it, banks it in. Well, Hunter Madison, 4 points on the night so far. He had 29 against Bedford. They're making him work for them so far. For three, count it. Nice answer there by Charlestown. And it's 4-3. Now we have a gentleman here playing on Charlestown wearing number 15. That's Garvin Jean-Francois. Got that three-pointer. Elijah Montero speeding down the court. Madison works it around, back to Montero. 4-3 Dartmouth here in the first quarter. Chiquito, back to Montero. John Emile, down to Madison. Madison triples team, count it, and did he get it? No, it's another travel. Oh, that's twice in a row. Hunter Madison is looking back. 2 times in a row, Hunter Madison called for the travel. And answering right back, 3-point basket. Victor Soto makes it 6-4. Madison again, kicking it back out. Chiquito has time to let it rip. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Charlestown ball. Tell you, man, in the excitement, I thought for sure they were going to give Madison the and one 2 times in a row. They catch him for traveling. The first time I think they were correct. That last one, I didn't think so, but hey, that's what the call they made. Foul-free game so far. 6-4 Charlestown. They want the long one. Around and out, Chiquito gets the defensive rebound. They're working around. This is Montero. Still in that man-to-man defense. That's what Coach Coleman likes to play. John Emile. Every player has a guy in his face. Madison can't hit the long NBA three. Jalen Hunter Coleman now for Charlestown. Long bomb. Front rim that time. Defensive rebound by Emile. As Jean-Francois couldn't get that one to go. Madison still trying to set up in his office down there. Montero back out, an open look here. Dylan Gomes front rims that one. 6-4. Charlestown, 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Charlestown looking to set up for a shot. Indians extending the zone out. Long one around and out off the fingertips of Crawford Williams. Back comes Elijah Montero. 6-4 Charlestown. As we're coming to you live from Boston. Montero looking to make a move. Pretty good defense being played here by Charlestown. There's Emile. Blocked that time by Crawford Williams. To the basket. Lays it up and in. Jalen Hunter Coleman for 2, and it's 8-4 in favor of the Townies. Dylan Gomes has some room. Goes right to the basket, but back rims it. Got a really good look at the basket, but just couldn't get it to go. On the break. Layup that time Ricky Cabral. Timeout is being called by Dartmouth. 1:54 to go here in the first quarter, and started out as kind of a back and forth game. I think Charlestown really didn't score the first 3 times they went down to the Dartmouth basket, but then all of a sudden they just exploded. The man-to-man defense very effective in disrupting Dartmouth's game. And that little pass down to Hunter Madison, even though Madison has scored all 4 points for Dartmouth with 2 twos, he's had to work hard for those baskets. And then the Indians' outside shooting has not been that great. I mean, they've got some open looks, but they front rimmed a few and back rimmed a few, and that's really hurt them. So it's 10-4. We don't have the score up on the screen here in the live telecast, so we'll keep you abreast of the score. Charlestown leading 10-4, 1:54 to go here in the first quarter. I'm going to see Hunter Madison going to get his points, you would think, but the Indians are going to have to hit some of those outside shots, which they haven't so far. Full court press. Really bothering Montero. The Indians kept it because it went off of Ricky Cabral, but very, very disruptive defensive pressure by Charlestown. Both of these teams played Bridgewater Raynham during the season. Dartmouth beat both Bridgewater Raynham at home and on the road. Charlestown defeated them in the one game that they played against them. We have a turnover. It's going to be Charlestown basketball. And the ball will be inbounded by Jalen Hunter Coleman, a 5'11 freshman. They got a young team, but they've come out here like a house of fire, especially in the last 3-4 minutes or so. 10-4, Charlestown leads in the first quarter. Indians extending out that zone a little bit. Travel call that time against Charlestown, against Jalen Hunter Coleman. They've had quite a few traveling violations, 2 against Hunter Madison. Really hurt the Indians, and 1 there against Charlestown. Well, these officials might be calling that a little bit more tight than some of the players are used to. Madison lays it up and in. And how about Aiden Smith back on the court for Dartmouth after that ankle injury? Makes his presence felt there as he gets the ball down to Madison. Madison has all 6 points. That shot is way off. Defensive rebound by Emil. Ricky Cabral couldn't get that one to go for Charlestown. 10-6. Charlestown by 4. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. John Emil now to Madison. Thought he might take the 3 there for a moment as they gave him a little bit of room. Madison back rims it. See Donovan Berger win the game as well for the Dartmouth Indians. This is going to be an open look from far out. Count it, and 1. Possible 4-point play. As going to the line will be Victor Soto. First foul of the game. As we said, number 25, Victor Soto, the 6'1 senior, will be going to the line. Try to make a 4-point play. And he drains it. It's 14-8, a 6-point advantage here for Charlestown. 19 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Aiden Smith missed that game against Bedford, but he's in there. Hunter Madison kicks it back out. Smith has room to let it fly. Count it! Banks it in. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And welcome back, Aiden Smith. An assist and a basket of his own. 14-9, Charlestown by 5 at the end of one. Paul Santos along with you here on Dartmouth Community Media. Glad to have you looking in for the folks down in the town of Dartmouth. And if you're originally from the town and you're in Florida or you're living somewhere else, relatives, friends, happy to have you looking in right here on Dartmouth Community Media alongside Peter Chase up here at Charlestown High School. Talking to both coaches before the game, Nick Simonetti, somebody who really is proud of his team. You know, he took over first-year head coach. The team only won 8 games last year, haven't made the tournament. But he felt that the team bought into what he was trying to do. Wasn't really expecting the team to do this well. Only 4 losses all season. And, of course, got a lot of talent on the team, too, for sure. Starting with 6'7" center junior Hunter Madison. You see Elijah Montero making his return tonight. Excuse me, Aiden Smith making his return tonight, but a great job filling in by Montero. Holmes, Chiquito, Emile, Donovan Burgo coming in. Logan Kennedy coming in that Bedford game, really doing a fine job. They say next man up. Coach Donovan talking to jailer Hunter Coleman over there. Assistant coach, actually. So we're about to start quarter number 2. Charlestown has definitely put the foot on the accelerator in terms of running and putting on those pressure defenses. We'll see what the Indians can do. Charlestown with the ball now. Donovan Burgo almost stole that. Steps taken by Donovan Burgo, and Dartmouth gets the basketball. And a lot of that was created by Donovan Burgo because some havoc was created in the corner and they had to speed things up. And that's what resulted in the extra step. Smith, he can run hard down that court, and he does. John Emile, he's a senior, one of the leaders on the team. Hunter Madison, a junior, he'll be back next year. Montero, Donovan Burgo. Smith falls down, a battle. Montero in the corner. Here comes Emile trying to find his way to the basket. Double team. Burgo all the way across. Smith trying to find an open shot. He does. Front rims it. The tail end of the shot clock. The Townies come back the other way. Down low. Bank shot is good. Jalen Crawford Williams, J.C. Williams. Stolen. Here comes Cabral. Passes it off, and an easy 2 by Victor Soto, and now it's 18-9. 9-point lead for Charlestown, their biggest lead of the night. 6:40 to go in the first half. The Indians have got to take care of the ball. Emile can't get it to go. As I said, the Indians are going to need the outside shooting. So far it's been Charlestown with the outside shots. Miles Lewis, a 5'7" senior guard, makes it 21-9. 12-point lead for Charlestown. Indians do not want to let this thing get out of hand. Madison to Smith. Smith pulls up, gets the friendly bounce. Indians needed that one. 21-11. 21-11 in favor of Charlestown. Another long bomb. Back rimmed. Offensive rebound. We have a foul here on the floor. Second personal foul. And so the ball will be in the possession of Charlestown. Oh, NBA 3 bomb by Alex Wilkins. Wow. 24-11. He just let it fly. Stolen. Layup by Jalen Hunter Coleman. 26-11. Charlestown has really turned up the heat. Hunter Madison to the basket. That's the lay-in. 26-13. Indians try to get the steal. They can't. And a foul is called. Third personal foul. Nice passing, and looks like a foul is called underneath. That was going against Hunter Madison. That's his first personal. Fourth team foul against Dartmouth. So 4 team fouls against Dartmouth, none against Charlestown. Charlestown leading by 13 right now. They did have a 15-point lead about a minute ago, which was their biggest lead of the night. It's the transition, it's the pressure defense, the speed that seems to be hurting the Indians. J.C. Williams with that basket. And the ball being inbounded by Dartmouth now. 27-13. 14-point lead for Charlestown. Indians need a spurt here before we go to the halftime locker room. Charlestown always looking for a steal. John Emile way too strong. On the break, the Townies. Nice passing in the offensive zone for 3. Counted! Victor Soto. 30-13. Emile to Madison. Madison had trouble holding on to the ball. He's trying to get a foul. He's complaining to the official he's not going to get it. Ball went out of bounds, and Hunter Madison was the last one to touch it. 17-point lead right now for the Townies, with 4:19 to go here in the first half. Couple of substitutions, grabbing a seat. Ricky Cabral and Miles Lewis. Starting 5 back in there. J.C. Coleman. There's a long 3. Back rim that time. How about the offensive rebound? Banked home that time by Jalen Hunter Coleman. 32-13. 19-point lead for Charlestown. And a foul is called against Charlestown. Their first foul of the game, and it gets a big cheer out of the Dartmouth contingent. 4 team fouls for Dartmouth, or on Dartmouth, and 1 on Charlestown. 3:54 to go here in the first half. John Emile with it now. Dylan Gomes back to Chiquito, who's thinking about firing it. Montero. And Montero. Foul. Back, 3-second violation. So everything going wrong here for the Indians. 3:30 to go here in the half. Charlestown was really killing Dartmouth from the outside. A lot of sharpshooting going on out there. Stolen. Montero. Chiquito now to John Emile. Dylan Gomes had a little bit of room. Continue to move the ball around, but can't work it to the inside. Chiquito goes right to the paint and lays it in. I think you're going to see a little bit more of that. 32-19. Charlestown leading. As you can see, that was not an easy play for Chiquito to make. That shot's way off the fingertips of Jean Francois. Hunter Madison for three. Very strong. And we have a couple of substitutions. John Emile checking out along with Montero. Coming back in, Aiden Smith and Donovan Burgo. 32-19. Charlestown leading. Indians trying to work their way back into it. Nice pass and a layup that time by Hunter Madison from Smith. And it's 32-17. It's 32-15. Now it's 32-17. That shot doesn't go. The Indians have a chance to go on a run here. Smith to Madison. Madison finds room along the baseline. Tries to go back door. Can't. Doesn't get the foul. Defended by Crawford Williams. Some contact there. No foul called from the corner. Three. Jodani Mack makes it 35-17, an 18-point lead. There's a three ball. Doesn't go. Madison trying to get the rebound, and he's fouled. Second foul of the day. Checking back in is Ricky Cabral. Taking his seat is Victor Soto. Madison has an open look. Back rimmed. And on the break, here come the Townies. Count it and one. Jalen Hunter Coleman. Blocking foul against Dartmouth, and I gotta tell you, when Charlestown gets the ball, they can fly. They just take off. Got a young team, but it's the speed and the fact that the Indians have been having a hard time shooting from the outside. Donovan Burgo checks out. Checking back in is John Emile. At the foul line, completing the three-point play is Jalen Hunter Coleman. 38-17. Largest lead of the night by Charlestown, a 21-point lead with a minute to go here in the half. Dylan Gomes trying to find room. Couldn't get it, and Jalen Crawford Williams picked off. Logan Kennedy couldn't get the roll. Long pass down the court. Another long three. Boom! Alex Wilkins, a sophomore. Aiden Smith tries to go coast to coast. 25 seconds left in the half. 41-17. That shot won't fly on the glass. Another offensive rebound, this time by Ricky Cabral. 43-17. Charlestown is just having their way with the Indians, unfortunately. Aiden Smith in the corner. Madison goes baseline. Banks it in at the buzzer. And it's 43-19 at the end of the first half. Very, very difficult half here for the Dartmouth Indians. The first, say, 3-4 minutes, score went back and forth. Charlestown opened up a 10-4 lead. They had expanded it from there, got it to 15 and 19. Biggest lead of the night was just a moment ago when it was 43-17. And with that last basket by Madison, cutting it to 43-19, you see Aiden Smith nursing that ankle, and he has to be assisted off the court. So again, at the end of the first half, it is Charlestown 43 and Dartmouth 19. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment here on Dartmouth Community Media. Back at Charlestown High School, Dartmouth Community Media presenting Dartmouth High School playoff basketball. Paul Santos along with you for the ride, along with Peter Chase. Got a tough half here for Dartmouth, no question about it, trailing 43-19, 24-point disadvantage. Once trailed by 26, that was the biggest lead that Charlestown had. Looking at the scoring, Hunter Madison leads all scorers with 12 points. Second on Dartmouth is Aiden Smith with 5 and Jake Chiquita with 2. But the problem is Charlestown has balanced scoring across the roster. Jalen Hunter Coleman with a team high 8. Victor Soto, with a team high 11, followed by Jalen Hunter Coleman with 8. Alex Wilkins with 6. Ricky Cabral with 4. Miles Lewis, Jordan Mack, Jalen Crawford Williams, and Garvin's John Francois all with 3. So just think about that. 8 players have scored for Charlestown, only 3 have scored for Dartmouth. Talked to the head coach before the game, Coleman. He talked about how they like to use that speed and athleticism, and definitely done that today, especially defensive pressure. Been able to turn defense into offense. The Indians, I think their biggest Achilles heel has been their inability to shoot from the outside. A lot of that has to do with the Townies defense. They play a very aggressive man-to-man defense, so you're in your face all the time. Always got a guy in your cage. And so they've made it very tough for the Indians. So see if the Indians can make a game of it. Very tough here on the enemy court, trailing by 24. Dartmouth coming in as the number 12 seed. As we mentioned before, Charlestown coming in as the number 5 seed, and we're underway here in the second half. Montero down to Madison. Dylan Gomes, Madison, spins his way to the basket. Rejected that time, and a nice block by Jalen Crawford Williams. And again, they're on the break. Behind the back pass. Unable to turn that into points. Plenty of time on the shot clock. And a travel is called here against Charlestown. Players that not really in big foul trouble yet, but Aiden Smith has 2 personal fouls. Donovan Burgo with a pair. Hunter Madison with 1. Elijah Montero guarded very closely, as you can see, by Ricky Cabral. That's been a big factor in the game tonight, that defense. Foul called right here on, I believe that's number 15, Garvin's Jean Francois. That's his first team foul of the half. 43-19 if you're just tuning in favor of Charlestown. 24-point advantage. Dylan Gomes, the senior, working it around. John Chiquito. Nice look that time. Oh, the bank shot won't go for Emil after the nice pass by Chiquito. Ball lobbed down here on the break. Fast all night. Emil reached in and tipped it away on a nice defensive play. Montero. Guarded by Ricky Cabral. Ricky Cabral giving him a hard time. Indians have had to work for everything all night long. On Chiquito. Emil. Chiquito. Here's Montero to the basket. Found the space, and he is fouled. Unfortunately, the ball would not go in. Call is against Garvin's Jean Francois. 2 in a row here against him to start the second half. That's going to put Elijah Montero at the foul line for Dartmouth. It's like sometimes the Indians are thinking about taking the 3-point shot even when the defense backs up a little bit, but they're hesitant to do it, and they haven't really been able to be successful. As Smith misses the first one. Excuse me, that's Elijah Montero. Elijah Montero, a 5'10 junior guard. In there for Dartmouth. It's the second one to make it 43-20. 23-point advantage for the Townies in the third quarter on Dartmouth Community Media. Alex Wilkins, he had 6 points in the first half. Indians have gone to a man-to-man defense. Haven't really played much this year. Shot is blocked that time by Dylan Gomes, and Emil back the other way. Emil spins away. Pass across. Gomes wants the long one. Off the rim and no good. Got the open look too. Indians have played that 2-3 zone all year, but they've decided to change it up. Long bomb, and he hits it. How do you stop that? Alex Wilkins. 9 points on the night here for Wilkins. Emil. Around that out, the Indians are not getting any rolls. They've had a hard time shooting from the outside, but even when they do get a good shot, that's what happens. Hunter Madison on the defensive glass off the shot by Ricky Cabral. Montero. Simonetti tells them to slow it down as they try to work their way back into this game. Madison has room for the three. Front rims it. Long pass the other way. Madison trying to defend that. Layup by Victor Soto. 13 points now for Soto. Timeout called here by Charlestown after they battled for possession of the ball. Great job that time by the Townies. Nine points now for Alex Wilkins, 13 for Victor Soto, and a 48-20 lead in favor of Charlestown. Now the coaches are predicting a closer game than this, and there's a couple of issues that have occurred. Number one, the speed of Charlestown and that pressure defense. A man-to-man defense, very aggressive, in your grill all night, and also the full court pressure. And they steal the ball, they don't let you move down. So there's that. And then number two, when the Indians have had the open looks, and they've had some, I can just think of 3 or 4 off the top of my head that had they hit them, probably be an 8-10 point lead for Charlestown, something like that. So Charlestown has still been the better team, but the Indians have not helped themselves. The Indians without a field goal here in the second half. They have 1 point that came from the free throw line. 48-20 in favor of Charlestown. If you're just tuning in. Hunter Coleman. Another long three. Boom! Victor Soto. $15 points for him. A real scrum jump ball. Possession hour in favor of Charlestown.
Ball will be inbounded now by Victor Soto, and here we go. Say about the 5-6 minute mark of the first quarter, Charlestown really started to pour it on, hitting long ones. Couldn't get that one to go. Back the other way. Logan Kennedy spins to the basket. Madison trying to put the ball back in, and on the third time finally gets it. Hunter Madison now with 14 points. $51-22. Madison could get the steal against Soto. Look at that long three. On the glass, Victor Soto. Foul call against Aiden Smith. Well, the ball was kicked. First personal foul on Jalen Hunter Coleman. 53-22 in favor of Charlestown. 31-point advantage. 3:16 to go here in the third quarter. When all Charlestown from about the 5-minute mark or so of the first quarter. Donovan Burgo in there now. John Chiquito working around from the corner. Kennedy couldn't get it. Kennedy again. Around and out. Nothing falling here for Dartmouth, even when they get the open look. Look at the home run ball. Layup that time by Garvin Jean-Francois. 55-22, Charlestown. Everything going right for Charlestown. Chiquito. Foul is on the court, blocking foul. 14 fouls in the second half here against Charlestown. Checking into the game is Miles Lewis. Grabbing a seat, Victor Soto. Alex Wilkins early in the game hitting a long three. Somewhere between half court and the top of the key, just let it launch. And hit it to the roar of the Charlestown crowd. Donovan Burgo. Gets it back rims the three. Montero, Kennedy, Chiquito tries to get it to the basket. Oh, couldn't get the roll. Every single ball just hanging there on the rim, and you do have to credit Charlestown's defense. There's the long one again. They can't stop this guy, Alex Wilkins. He's hitting it from everywhere. Just pulls up and drains it. Well, the coach told me he's a shooter, a real sharp shooter, and he's 6'3", and he's a sophomore. And this is a young team. This team's going to be tough next year and the year after. Donovan Burgo battling for the rebound. Chiquito out of the corner. Madison for three. Around and out. Doing a solo telecast, so we haven't been able to keep a lot of stats, but the Indian shooting percentage has to be dismal. Madison, and he is fouled that time by Jalen Crawford Williams. It's his first personal foul of the second half, team foul number 5 against Charlestown, but really academic at this point with 1:03 left to go in the third quarter. Along with Peter Chase, Paul Santos, along with you here at Charlestown High School. Peter and I decided to take a ride up here and follow this Dartmouth Indians team on what has been a great season. But they've really run into a buzzsaw here tonight against the Townies. 3-point shot will not go. Oh, they tried to save it. Bank shot goes in by Jalen Hunter Coleman as Montero, in an attempt to save it, threw it right into the belly of one of his opponents. 60-23. Chiquito for three. Back the other way. Euro step.
A little bit of everything from Charlestown tonight. 62-23. Kennedy down to Madison. He's got a little bit of room, and this time got a real good look at the basket, and even that one was around and out. Well, I'm surprised that one didn't go in the way things are going. At the end of three, 62-23 in favor of Charlestown. That's a 39-point advantage, their biggest lead of the night, as we head into quarter number 4 from Charlestown. Well, the Indians have had a very nice ride this year, as pointed out by head coach Nick Simonetti. They only won 8 games all year last year. And it looks like they're on their way to a 17-5 season when this one is over tonight against Charlestown. Quite an impressive turnaround. You got Hunter Madison coming back next year, and a lot of juniors on the team like Donovan Burgo, Logan Kennedy, Elijah Montero. Aiden Smith is just a sophomore. We'll be losing John Emile and Jake Chiquito, along with Dylan Gomes. So Indians will be losing quite a bit at the end of this season. But for this Charlestown team, I mean, we're talking about the starting 5. Sophomore, freshman, sophomore. They'd have a couple of seniors start, but juniors and sophomores, and Jalen Hunter Coleman, the son of the head coach, Hugh Coleman. Coach talked before the game about how much joy he has received in coaching his son. John Emile has it stripped, playing the final 8. Front rim, Chiquito with the rebound off the shot by Johnny Mack, and then look at that. Stolen and put right back by Jalen Hunter Coleman. Again, Jalen Hunter Coleman is just a freshman. And he's the coach's son, and he's done an outstanding job here today. Bounce pass, couldn't get the shot off, and it is a travel, that time against Charlestown. So Jalen Hunter Coleman, wearing number 24 out there. He's got 3 more years to play under his father, head coach Hugh Coleman. Hunter Madison finally hits the 3. Indians just completely dead from outside the stripe. John Chiquito called with a foul that time. That's his first. There's Coleman again. Stolen that time by Chiquito. Madison can't get that one to go. Dylan Gomes got a piece of that one, half court. Travel against the Townies. 6:35 to go in the game. Charlestown leading Dartmouth 64-28. Everything has gone right for the Townies, and not much has gone right for the Indians. They've had difficulty working the ball down low to Madison, as Dylan Gomes gets a nice layup. 64-28. Three-pointer nailed by Miles Lewis, a senior. His first basket of the night. 67-28. Charlestown leads. John Emile. Defensive rebound that time by Miles Lewis. Indians retain possession. Not only have the Indians have a hard time getting the ball down to Hunter Madison, their outside shooting has just been atrocious. Going to the line, Hunter Madison after getting that 2. That 3-point basket in the second half that Madison just hit, that might be the only 3-pointer they've had all night.
Hunter Madison now finishing off the old-fashioned three-point play. 67-31. Charlestown out in front. 6 minutes to play in the ball game. To the basket. Laying it in is Victor Soto, the 6'1 senior for Charlestown. 69-31. Charlestown. As the Indians wind down what has been a very nice season here for first-year head coach Nick Simonetti. John Emile battling. It's been the story. The Indians have had a hard time getting anything easy. And even when they have had an easy look, the ball has clanked off the back rim, the front rim. Balls have hung on the basket. Foul called here against Jalen Hunter Coleman. The freshman blocking foul. He put his hands on his head like, oh, did I do that? Dylan Gomes going to the line for Dartmouth. Anytime you go from an 8-win team to a 17-win team, you have to say, hey, that's a successful season right there. And this gentleman right here at the foul line, an outstanding athletic career for Dartmouth, both on the basketball court and the football field. Enjoyed watching him the last few years. And we're talking about Dylan Gomes, a 6'3 senior forward. Jalen Crawford Williams getting the rebound that time. This guy can shoot it from anywhere. Alex Williams, 71-32. Back up to a 39-point lead. Chiquito looking for Madison, is just not going to be able to get it down there. On the break. The layup is good. Ricky Cabral. And they are just pouring it on. 41-point lead. 73-32. And Madison gets his second three-pointer of the night. Madison unofficially with 20. Him, Smith, and Chiquito leading the way, but so many scorers as Madison takes it to the basket. 73-37. 8 different people on the scoreboard. For Charlestown, miscommunication there. Wilkins throws it away. So when you have that deep a roster, and they're hitting the ball from everywhere, not only with the break, but these long threes. Looks like they caught Alex Wilkins, and they did. Yeah, Wilkins coming down the court, stops, I would say, I'm not going to say halfway between the top of the key and half court, but it was way out there. Just kind of dribbled the ball up and then drained it like it was nothing. And you know, you're thinking, well, what can you do to stop that? Not much. Especially if you're used to playing that zone defense all year. And their shooting, Charlestown shooting has just been tremendous all night long. As Logan Kennedy, the 5'9 junior guard, did a great job in the Bedford game, picking up some extra minutes after the injury to Aiden Smith. And he's been getting some minutes tonight here for head coach Nick Simonetti. 73-39. 3:59 to go in the ball game. For good measure, another three here by Charlestown. Another three by Wilkins from downtown. Way downtown. Oh, Wilkins loves to hit the NBA three. And again, there just isn't a lot you can do to stop that. And Dartmouth's shooting has been a real challenge as there is a traveling violation called. There's no question that Charlestown's defense has made it tough for Dartmouth, even from the outside. But when the Indians have worked the ball around and got an open look, they haven't been able to hit it very often. Slam dunk that time by Jalen Crawford Williams. 78-39. Smith. And he's going to be fouled that time by Jalen Crawford Williams. .3:29 to go in the ball game. It's been all Charlestown tonight. Not the way the Indians wanted to end their season, but we're going to look back on this as quite a turnaround from last year, putting Dartmouth basketball back on the map. 8-win season last year. This year, 17 wins. And a foul called here against Charlestown, putting Aiden Smith to the line. Aiden Smith with that injury at practice 2 games ago. Have to credit him with gutting it out here tonight. He's only a sophomore, so he's got 2 more years to play for head coach Simonetti. 78-40. 3:23 to go. Traveling violation that time, taking the extra step. Jalen Crawford Williams. Coach Hunter Coleman calls timeout for Charlestown with 3:19 to go in the ball game. I'd like to take the opportunity to pass thanks out to Dartmouth Community Media. I've had an opportunity to announce many of these games throughout the fall and winter during the basketball season here now, the hockey season and the football season, and of course other athletic events coming up here in the spring. And of course the fall will be rolling around back real quick as well. But this is the final team in the winter season that is still alive. Dartmouth girls team had quite a season, and they only lost their playoff game by 1 point. And a real tough loss. But another great season there, turned in by Coach Brian Jalbert on the girls' side. And the hockey team under first-year head coach Mark Rossi heading the team to the tournament, running into a buzzsaw in Duxbury that probably shouldn't even be in Division II. They only won the Division I state championship a couple of years ago, and all of a sudden they're in 2. And Dartmouth went from 3 to 2. So unfortunate to run into a team like that. But they have a young team, and they got a lot of players coming back too. So here we go. Shot that time by Smith won't go. Got some of the JV players in there. I believe that some of these kids that we see in there now are not on the varsity roster. Wow, another dunk. Jalen Crawford Williams on the pass from Jalen Hunter Coleman. 80-40. And answering is Chiquito for 3. Coach Coleman is definitely pouring it on here as a foul is called against Dylan Gomes, I believe. Looks like the clock went off. The scoreboard went blank, and now it's back up there. 2:43 to go. 80-43 in favor of Charlestown. Drawing the foul that time, Victor Soto, after Jalen Hunter Coleman ran hard to the basket. Doesn't really seem like Coach Coleman has emptied the bench too much here. Kind of like going for the jugular right to the end. Had a very nice chat with Hugh Coleman before the game. Seemed like a very affable coach, and you do have a lot of players that can score up and down the roster, but some observers might think that maybe you could take the pedal off the metal a little bit. You know, coaches have different points of view on that. But again, going up and down this roster, you have so many players that have scored. Victor Soto from the foul line, 82-43. Final couple minutes. John Emile travels with the basketball. A lot of traveling violations tonight. A lot of it has to do with the defenses that are being played, and some of it has to do with who the officials might be. Some officials calling that stricter than others. Getting a lay in Victor Soto, the senior. Charlestown continues to put the pedal to the metal. 2 minutes left in the game, Chiquito. There's a 2-point basket. This gentleman not on the varsity roster. Another long bomb delivered by Victor Soto. I've heard coaches say sometimes running up the score. I thought Kennedy was going to get that one for a second. Another one doesn't go from three-point land. John Emile gets the layup. 87-49. Charlestown. 1 minute left in the game. From the corner, another three ball. That's way long. The ball is stolen. That was Miles Lewis that couldn't get that long one. This guy right here, Wilkins, this is a guy that can shoot it in from everywhere. And a foul is called against Jake Chiquito with 38 seconds left in the game. Charlestown led 43-19 at the half, and then 62-23 at the end of three. As we said, the lead started to expand about halfway through the first quarter, and they never looked back. John Francois having some issues again with the scoreboard, I believe. So the ball will be inbounded. 87-49. Charlestown will now go on and play Westwood. Timeout being taken here by Charlestown. I don't know why. They lead 87-49 with 38 seconds left. Coach Simonetti talking to his team down in front of us here, and obviously a disappointed group of young men, but well, they say you learn more from defeats than you do from successes, right? They'll be able to bounce back in their future endeavors. I know we're calling the game from the Dartmouth point of view and everything, but I do think that Charlestown is probably pouring it on a little bit more than need be. But they will go on and take on Westwood, kind of like the Cinderella team of the tournament. They've been knocking teams off. At a backcourt. Looked like he lost his footing. So the Indians will inbound on the backcourt violation. 28 seconds left. 87 to 45. This is the score right now as we wind things down from Charlestown. Chiquito finds some room in the paint. Couldn't make it through the traffic. From three-point land. Shot won't go. 10 seconds left. That's going to do it. Final score, Charlestown 87 and Dartmouth 49. Have to be impressed with the young freshman Jalen Hunter Coleman, the son of head coach Hugh Coleman, who coached Brighton High School to a Division II state championship in 2017, but has now joined his Charlestown team, class of 97, and he will take the Charlestown Townies to take on Westwood in the round of 16. As for Dartmouth, they end at 17-5. Great turnaround for head coach Nick Simonetti. Congratulations and all the best to graduating seniors who will be done here. Dylan Gomes, Jake Chiquito, and Johnny Emile. Everybody else who you saw out there tonight will be back next year. So again, congrats to Nick Simonetti on a great turnaround season for Dartmouth High School basketball. It's been a lot of fun watching the young men play and representing Dartmouth to the best of their ability and carrying the team with class and dignity throughout the season. I'm Paul Santos for Dartmouth Community Media, for Peter Chase and the DC TV staff. Good night from Charlestown. Final score again, Charlestown 87 and Dartmouth 49. Good night.